tapta jivanam kobiviritam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadaatatam bhuvi grinhanti ye burida janaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings welfare in life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers in the world who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to the suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are back to the reading of the Gospel of Ramakrishna, and we are on page 91. Last time it is Ramakrishna is in with the devotees in Dakshineshwar, visiting second time probably, and he is noting down all the discussion what Sri Ramakrishna is talking. Last time Sri Ramakrishna sang a song. He sang the song, Am I in need of fruit? I have the fruit that makes this life fruitful indeed. Within my heart, the tree of Rama grows, bearing salvation for its fruit. And you say, Paul means we all do things for secular fruits, to get any work you do, and that gives us the material gain, no? But what is the fruit? Ultimate fruit is God. So, if I have that in my possession, then what I care for other fruits of going to heaven, having power, and all these things. And Sri Ramakrishna was singing the song. As he was singing, he went into samadhi. Again, the half-closed eyes and motionless body that one sees in his photograph. Just as a minute before, the devotee had been making merry in his company. Now, all eyes were riveted on him. Thus, for the second time, M saw the master in samadhi. So this is a unique scene that Sri Ramakrishna, but master is the second visit, so he has not seen too many. The first he saw ecstasy, and this is with this song, with this simple song, who am I a beggar? I shall seek for any material fruits. I have gained the fruit, eternal fruit, which is the feet of the Lord. So I don't care anything else. And with this inspiration, Ramakrishna's mind again went to ecstasy, and it is the eyes were half closed, as motionless body, as we see in this photograph, who is meditated. That's why it is called the samadhi pose. Ramakrishna's photograph, we cannot meditate, but it is said that Mahapurush Swami Shivananda used to say, you look at the picture of Ramakrishna, photograph of Ramakrishna, such a pure state where the mind is absorbed in non-dual experience. So body is here, but mind is totally drawn. That's why the eyes are so withdrawn, as it were. The Raja Maharaj's one picture is there in our living room, with a hubble bubble in the hand. He went, his eyes are, where the eyes are gone. It's like, so that experience is very surprising. To just a minute he was chit-chatting and making merry with his companion, and now all eyes of the devotees are riveted on him. And this is the second time M saw the master in samadhi. After a long time, the master came back to ordinary consciousness. His face lighted up with a smile, and his body relaxed. His senses began to function in the normal way. He shed tears of joy as he repeated the holy name of Rama. M wondered whether this very saint was the person who a few minutes earlier had been behaving like a child of 5. So this is that after a long time he went into samadhi. I have not seen anyone in samadhi, so I have no idea. But going to samadhi and coming back, how it happens, you see, the body becomes motionless. That's why doctors could not find any heartbeat with a stethoscope even. And Dr. Sarkar, or who, he has poked with a finger and the eyelid didn't drop. It is like a dead body, no? If a dead body, you put your finger there, the blinking is, that will not blink. So it is like that, there is no trace of life force as it were in his body. But his face is beaming with joy. So that's why this description is to be meditated. After a long time, Master came back to ordinary consciousness. His face lighted up with a smile. As if that smile means expression of joy. So much joy inside that is bursting out to his very beaming, The face becomes beaming with joy. His body then relaxed. His senses now gradually started functioning. Eyes, the movement of the body or breath started flowing little. That's why it is said, pranayam, people like pranayam. What are the pranayam? Pranayam is Purak, Rechak, Kumbhak. 3 states. Purak, you feel in. Kumbhak, hold it. And then Rechak, throw away. So there are different ways of doing that. Ramakrishna said, you need not have to do all this breathing, putting your nostril stop and open. No? Bhakti, if you have devotion, ecstatic love for God, that kumbhak, the prana, movement of the prana will be stopped. So here is the point. When one goes to samadhi, his prana gets stopped. That's why it is said, some sadhu was found, he was in steeped for samadhi for so many years. Ramakrishna mentioned about that samadhi. Buried, he was buried. People didn't know, but he was alive. He was in samadhi, and in that samadhi stage, breath stops. Because there is no connection with the body. Body function does not function. But still, the connection is, a trace of connection remains. And through that they come down. That's why, and when they come down, the blast of light, the joy, the bliss, which he was enjoying, that Jivatman again separates from that consciousness. By God's will, for the good of the world, they say. Why they come back after that experience? It is for the teaching of the world. And who will then let us know that that joy is so great? Who will tell unless they come back from that experience? If you say samadhi and you go to samadhi and you die, if that is the state, who wants to die that way? But we came to know that that is not a death, it is not an ordinary thing. The mind goes into such a flight and such joy, endless, limitless joy. When it comes out, the mind little becomes coming down. Ramakrishna used to say, I will drink water, I will eat something. That means he says how so many feet, cubit, he used to say. Mind has come down from this plane of absolute absorption. So when it comes to that pure mind, the joy rushes out. That's why that is the song. That song is said that it is Satchidananda song. When they Arupa Shayare, that song, Tabo Hashi Rashi, this hasi means smile. Swami Premishananda had that experience of Ramakrishna in his, he was frantically crying and weeping for the vision of Sri Ramakrishna. And suddenly he had a flash of experience, and he said, his smile like that of that tabo hashi rasi kirana varasi. It is as if drizzling the raindrops. Ujale se thao charu vibhai. There it shines in its own glory, in own beauty. So in that state of samadhi. So that Sri Ramakrishna is now coming down, and then gradually the body becomes little alive, and then the eyes are blinking, or certain something started. And he shed tears of joy. That is not the tears of cry. But when he's coming down for that infinite joy, this body cannot contain that. That's why that expression, the joy, the tears of joy, as he repeated the holy name of Rama. So, people go to samadhi by repeating the name of God, no? Rama, 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 Rama. Who is Rama? Hey, Satchidananda, Shuddha, Brahma, Paratpara Rama. Who is Ramakrishna? You meditate on Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna. Who is Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna is the Satchidananda condensed. And meditating on Satchidananda condensed, you go deep, 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 and you see that has melted into the ocean of light. An ocean of light through the Shakti, Bija. It penetrates into that inner self, and then you see a realm of infinite joy, infinite bliss. And then when they enter over there, you go by repeating the holy name, Rama, 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 Rama. And Rama, not the person, but again he is person, but God, divine, effulgent, and then that effulgent reality is everywhere, and there is no Rama merges into that Satchidananda Rama. And when you come back again, you have to come back again, take the name of Rama, because the gateway. So when you enter into the realm, that Rama, and who is that Rama? Oi, that Satchidananda Rama. He sees everywhere Rama. He feels the presence of that God. So, and joy and ecstatic joy. In that environment, whoever sits over there, their mind will be lifted. Even we have seen sadhus. In their presence, your mind will be lifted. You need not have to do anything. They have done so much austerity and spiritual practice. Their mind is, compared to our mind, is so much above that it can help us boost our mind to one degree high. Even people come over here in the temple sometimes, first time coming, they feel so much joy. What is the joy here? Here is no, we are not giving rasgulla or not ice cream or nothing. But here they come and sit. First time they say, what I feel. That means there is an environment that has been created by the sadhus and the devotees for so many years of meditation and practice. That vibration, fine way, it acts on the mind, and mind gets boosted up. So, and when God himself goes into the play of the samadhi, intensity of that joy, intensity of that power is, even where Ramakrishna lived that room, if you go now even, you enter into the room, you feel so much. Why? That's a simple room. You go, even Shankaracharya's place, you go to Sri Chaitanya's place in, what you call, Puri, where Sri Chaitanya lived. That guha, it is like a very small room. Hardly he can lay down there. So that is, you enter there, you find the vibration still now. The spiritual vibration. People go to Jerusalem, to Holy Land, peace, find so much joy. That vibration remains. But when he is alive, then think what potential power is there. So it is like that. So M was astonished to see that he's thinking of Rama, shedding tears, body becomes relaxed gradually, smile, face is beaming with joy. Well, that's the beautiful picture to meditate upon. When Ramakrishna with one hand up, like that, as if that is this joy bursting out. So this is actually, we are fortunate in this age. modern age, that we can have photography or something, and an avatar was caught into the photography. Never before it was possible. People have painting. People used to, imagination of the painter gets merged, mixed with it. But here it was absolutely that God, how He moves, how He speaks, how He can charge the whole atmosphere with spirituality by will. Na? So that. Then coming down, he behaved like a child of 5. The master said to Naren and M, I should like to hear you speak and argue in English. Suddenly. Like Swami Vivekananda, no? He is walking with whom? MacLeod, or I do not, I forgot the story, that he has suddenly, he gave a very fiery lecture. And MacLeod, and who was there with him, I forgot the name, is thinking that, and Swamiji is moving, and they dare not to speak with him, because it's such a inspiring talk. And then he was walking, and then suddenly said, I got it. And the companion said, Swami, what? Well, I got the formula of that soup. What is that soup? Guatemala. What type of French soup or something? He got the formula. He remembered him. Now he is talking about the highest Vedanta and charging everyone the uplifted mood. And now he is coming down, and others are thinking I should not disturb his mood. But his mood is in the formula how to make a good soup. And what formula he forgot. He remembered that. So they play like a child, no? That for them, formula of making some good soup and meditation and samadhi is the same. For us, so much of difference, no? The both then laughed. Ramakrishna saying, you two people are Englishmen, you speak, and the logicians, so put argue, cross argue. So both of them, like debate, have a debate. He wants to, and that too he wants to listen in English. Like a child, no? They both laughed, but they continued to talk in their mother tongue, not in English. It was impossible for him to argue any more before the master, though Sri Ramakrishna insisted they did not talk in English. Anyhow, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so this is happening in the room of Ramakrishna, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, all the devotees, excepting Naren and M, took leave of the master. That means all the devotees have left, only 2 people remain in Ramakrishna's room, M, the master Masai, who is writer of this book, and Narendra, future Vivekananda. As M was walking in the temple garden, he suddenly came upon the master talking to Narendra on the bank of the goose pond. So M was alone walking in the compound, temple garden compound, and she suddenly came upon the master talking to Naren on the bank of the goose. There is a goose pond, it is called the Haspukur, goose pond. And there Sri Ramakrishna was talking to Naren. Sri Ramakrishna said to Naren, and he went there, what they are conversing. M went there, and M heard that conversation. Sri Ramakrishna said to Naren, look here, come a little more often. You are a newcomer. On first acquaintance, people visit each other quite often, as is the case with a lover and his sweetheart. Narendra and M laughed. So please come, won't you? So Sri Ramakrishna is requesting Naren to come again and again. Because these young boys have so many things, they don't care. Early days of meeting Ramakrishna, but he has so many friends, so many duties, so many things to study. But he is requesting, come, and the new friendship has got gathered between you and me, so you should frequent, as a lover goes to a lover, first very many times, no? And old, when they become old, that relationship is stable, so that it's not necessary. but to bring the relationship, come more, come more. And Ramakrishna used to say to all the young boys, come again, come more, to get this spirituality charged. Narendra, a member of Brahmo Samaj, was very particular about his promise. He said with a smile, yes sir, I shall try. Because if he gives word, then he will come, have to come. So he's a man of character. Ramakrishna didn't like that if one says, I shall do this and don't do, then he feels very bad, no? And he himself, if he says that he will have to go to such and such place, he will have to do. There is a story. He went to the neighboring house of the Jamindar, what is his name? Jodu Malik. And Jodu Malik's Ramakrishna has some pain here and there. So Jodu Malik's mom or somebody, Jodu Malik said, a little small dose of opium may be useful for your painkiller, as a painkiller. And Ramakrishna went there and discussed and said, you will please take it, it is here. But when he came out, he forgot that. And when he forgot and came back to Dakshineshwar, then he thought, oh, I have given word, I shall take it. So again he went back. By that time it is a rich man's house. The courtyard is closed and then the door of the house is blocked. They have gone on inward houses, they are all gone back to their own rooms. And then what to do? But he said, push the door a little bit and put his leg inside and said, oh Babu, oh sir, I came back but to get that opium. But there is nobody, at least I tried. So if he gives some word, to keep that word is a promise. So Naren was also of that category. So he is not saying, I shall come. What he says? I shall try then. As they were returning to Master's room, Sri Ramakrishna said to him, when peasants go to the market to buy bullocks, for their plows, they can easily tell the good from the bad by touching their tails. On being touched there, some meekly lie down on the ground. The peasants recognize that these are without mettle and so reject them. They select only those bullocks that frisk about and show spirit when their tails are touched. Naren is like a bullock of this latter class. He is full of spirit within. So he is praising Naren, and that's why he spent so much time with Naren. And true, we know who was Naren now, afterwards, after Ramakrishna's passing away. And he used to compare always Naren in the highest degree. And he used to feel embarrassed when he used to say Naren is more than that of Keshav Chandra Sen. Keshav Chandra Sen is a very famous of that time. He is a orator, extraordinary orator and leader of the founder of the Brahma movement, etc., etc. Neo-Brahma movement. But he was Naren, he says this Keshav has only 1 unit of power, Keshav has 18 times of that. And see, Ramakrishna, Naren used to feel embarrassed and he used to say, what do you say all these things? I am a boy of Calcutta mixing with ordinary children of Calcutta street, and you are comparing me with Keshav, who is well renowned all over the world. He went to the Queen and he spoke there and met his oratory. The whole world knows. And you are comparing with me, not only me, you are saying he is nothing. My Naren is much bigger. He used to say, among the fish, is like a shark or dolphin compared to a minnow. Naren is like a dolphin, as big as that. And others are minnow. That's a small bird. So that was the appreciation, because he understood who was Naren. The master smiled as he said this and continued, there are some people who have no grit whatever. They are like flattened rice soaked in milk, soft and mushy, no inner strength. And Naren has the inner strength. What you want to do, he will do. It was dusk. The master was meditating on God. He said to him, go and talk to Naren. Then tell me what you think of him. So, Sri Ramakrishna is meditating in his room. He sent him to talk to Naren and report his understanding about Naren. Evening worship was over in the temple. M met Narendra on the bank of the Ganges and they began to converse. Narendra told him about his studying in the college, his being a member of the Brahmo Samaj and so on. It was now late in the evening and time for M's departure. But he felt reluctant to go and instead went in search of Sri Ramakrishna again. He had been fascinated by the master's singing and wanted to hear more. At last, he found the master pacing along in the Nath Mandir in front of Kali temple. A lamp was burning in the temple on either side of the image of the Divine Mother. The single lamp in the spacious Nath Mandir blended light and darkness into a kind of mystic twilight in which the figure of the master could be dimly seen. So Sri Ramakrishna is walking back and forth. Those who have gone to Dakshineshwar, you can see in front of the Kali temple, there is it's called Nath Mandir, another hall, not connected together with a gap. And there Sri Ramakrishna is walking in the evening twilight, and his mostly mother is visible more because there are two lamps. These are descriptions. In those days there is no electricity, so it was a lamp, oil lamp, on both sides of the mother. M had been enchanted by master's sweet music. With some hesitation, he asked him whether there would be any more singing that evening. Ramakrishna says, no, not tonight, said Sri Ramakrishna after a little reflection. Then, as if remembering something, he added, but I am going soon to Balaram Bose's house in Calcutta. Come there and you will hear me singing. M agreed to go to the house of Calcutta. Come there and you will hear me sing. M agreed to go. Master, do you know Balaram Bose? M says, no sir, I don't. Master, he lives in Bosepara. M, well, sir, I shall find him. As Sri Ramakrishna walked up and down the hall with M, he said to him, let me ask you something. What do you think of me? M remained silent. Again Sri Ramakrishna asked, what do you think of me? How many annas of knowledge of God have I? M said, I don't understand what you mean by annas, but of this I am sure. I have never before seen such knowledge, ecstatic love, faith in God, renunciation and Catholicity anywhere. The master laughed. So this is the way Sri Ramakrishna is trying to understand the condition of M's mental condition. How much we see holy people, but how much you can understand him. Sri Ramakrishna is the God incarnate. And now we are saying God incarnate. Had we seen, we would have said that he is a crazy guy in Dakshineshwar. So, how to understand a holy man? It's very difficult to understand a holy man unless he is holy. So, he says, but Sri Ramakrishna is walking and he is asking, what do you think of me? That means how much you have understood me. That's very important. Ramakrishna we all worship, but we worship Ramakrishna according to our own understanding. That's why there is a song, it says, Keho bole tumi sadhaka pradhan, কেহ দেয় তোমা দেবতার মান, আমি গৌরব সব ত্যাজিয়ে দিয়েছি, হৃদয়ে আসন দান, আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা। ও Ramakrishna, you do your own worship. You called yourself mother. You are mother. You called yourself as mother and that did this sadhana. And some people say, কেহ বলে, somebody says, তুমি সাধক প্রধান, you are a great spiritual aspirant. Sadhana, you do tremendous spiritual austerities you have done. So you are really great in that respect. That is his measurement item, no? With his cup, he can measure that much. কেহ দেয় তোমা দেবতার মান. Some say, he is God. They see how pure, how ecstatic, how his love for God. He has no attraction for anything. Some may say he is like godlike. But I have given my heart and soul to you, and I cannot judge who you are. You are. So to understand Sri Ramakrishna is very difficult. Swami Brahmananda, when he was asked that, could you go, Maharaj, to see whether the statue of Ramakrishna, which is in Belur Math now, is it up to mark? It matches with Sri Ramakrishna's features and other things. So then Maharaj said that, what do you talk about that? Which Ramakrishna you are talking? In the whole day, he will be in different moods. This time he will be in a mood of ecstatic mood of bhakti, singing, dancing in the name of Krishna. Next time he is Mother Kali. Next time samadhi, absolute yogis cannot reach that plight. And each time his face changes, his body changes, evolves, no? When he was doing the sadhana of like a monkey sadhana, Hanuman, a tailbone grew. It's impossible to think like that. But he was so much deep inside. Our mind creates our body. That we know theoretically, but we don't see any person can change in this life with such strong power of the mind to convert. He is doing in the spirit of Radharani. And all the women feature came into his body. It's unprecedented in the history. People will say that it is doubtful. These are all concocted stories, no? But that is the transformation count. So very difficult to understand Ramakrishna. Some may say he is a Brahmin priest. Some may say he is a good guy, but occasionally gets into fit, falls down and gets into unconscious, no? He is a delusional person. Swami Vivekananda told him, no? You are all deluded. What you see, it is all delusion. It is all your mental imagination, no? So, everyone measures the same reality according to their own quality. That's why he is asking, what do you think about me? That means how much you have understood me. That's why he said, let me ask something, what do you think of me? And M remained silent. Sri Ramakrishna asked him again, what do you think of me? How many annas of knowledge? What do you think in me? How much knowledge I have gained? If 16 annas, in those days, 16 anna would make 1 rupee. That was in those days coin system. How many annas? 1 anna spirituality or 1 anna devotion in me? What do you see in me? That's why it's a question, very serious question. How do you think of me? How many annas of knowledge of God I have? The name said, I do not understand what you mean by annas. But of this I am sure. I have never before seen such knowledge, such ecstatic love for God, such faith in God, renunciation. It is unprecedented. Catholicity, openness, embracing all religious ideas, embracing every person in the path of spirituality. Such Catholicity, such renunciation. Renunciation, Ramakrishna is the king of renunciation. You get one coin, you touch, his hand bends, because it is worldly thing. He could not tolerate that. That's why he did not touch the coin. So that type of renunciation, mental mind has rejected, like an allergy. Allergy rejects your body. You need not have to do anything. If the pollens come, then you start sneezing. You don't do anything. And pollens you didn't invite the pollens to come to you. Neither pollens go, okay, I love you. But in presence of the pollens, you just start sneezing. So, in anything which is worldly, Ramakrishna rejects that. Spontaneously, he will have to do nothing. He is helpless there. He cannot control himself. Swamiji tested him. Oh, you say so, let me test, no? So he didn't tell anything, and Ramakrishna went to Makali from his room, as we are reading the description, and then went, and after that with the spiritual mood he is coming back, and Narendranath intelligently put a coin under the bed of the small cot on which Ramakrishna sits. In Ramakrishna's room, 2 beds are there, 2 cots, and he put under the mattress some coin. And Ramakrishna did not know anything. He came smilingly, and when he entered into the room, and he suddenly sat into the bed, and like a spring jumping out, he stood up, and started crying. Then Naren understood it was his fault, no? How he could do that. And that type of testing is not good. But he actually gives a testimony that he is the king of renunciates, no? So he said, I have never been seen such knowledge, ecstatic love, and faith in God, renunciation, and Catholicity anywhere. These are very beautiful description of Sri Ramakrishna. Catholicity means there's so much broadness, so much openness for all religious denominations, all types of people who are practicing spirituality according to their understanding. They are all going towards God and embrace everyone. That's why that message was given by Swami Vivekananda in Parliament of Religions. He said, not tolerance, but acceptance is my principle. I tolerate your religion, that's much needed, no? Even that much we find in the society would have been a better society, much better society. Not tolerating arrogance is there. I don't like it, but I am tolerating you. But acceptance means who you are, I accept it. You are valid. As I am valid, you are valid. If my practice is the right practice, your practice is also right practice, if you are sincere. That Sri Ramakrishna only emphasized. If someone is sincere, even wrong path, but wrong path, God will come and show you. As we do when we travel without any GPS or anything. We go lose our path. Then what we do? We may go wrong even. Maybe 10 miles we have went in a wrong direction. Someone comes and says, no, this is not the right direction. Go that way. So Sri Ramakrishna's Catholicity is not out of compassion. Compassion means I mercifully tolerate you. Not that idea. Idea is that I accept you. And because he has practiced all the disciplines. So uniqueness of Sri Ramakrishna, that we call harmony of religion in another name. But this Catholicity is a deeper sense. The story of Catholicity, where did you hear any religious leader ever in the history have done that? Sri Ramakrishna did miracle, no? So one day in front of the temple of Puri Jagannath, one Sunday people gather more, and some Christian padri, and father, we call padri. And he came and he was preaching to convert innocent people who have come to say, Christ is glorious, see what your God can give. Christ, you see, when you convert into this, you get this and that, glorifying Christ, and to convert them. And by that time, Swami Baburam Maharaj, Premananda, he was going into the temple. And he said, Arey, these innocent people are misguided, they have their religion. Why they have to convert? Let them be intense, no? So, he started singing and dancing. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And he was such a person of love and intense devotion. So all the people who were gathered around the Father, they all turned towards him. And they started singing and dancing more than they listened to the talk of the Father to be converted into Christianity. And this has happened, and these people came back and they thanked the Swami and then left for their own work. Oh ma, what a great surprise. At the middle of the night, Ramakrishna came in the dream of Baburam Maharaj, Swami Premananda. Said, hey Baburam, why did you disturb them? That preacher was preaching me. He was preaching me. Christ's name, but it is me. That me is not Ramakrishna, a Brahmin priest or Hindu religion, nothing. He is Satchidananda. So he is preaching me. Why do you disturb them? And go and beg forgiveness. And the next morning, poor Baburam Maharaj had to find out where this church leader came from, which church. This church, and went in that walking long distance and found that father and told that, please forgive me. I did a mistake. My guru came into my dream and said, you are preaching my guru also. Actually, my guru you are preaching in the name of Christ. So Christ form, don't get affected by the form and name, but go to the principle. So where will you find such illustration? Rather they will say, don't go there, your bhakti will be lessened. You go to Kali Mandir, don't go to Kali Mandir. Vaishnava devotees will say, your bhakti will become, don't go to Kali Mandir. Kali Mandir people will not, our Kali Mandir not, but Kali Mandir people, those who are fascinated, they say, hey, don't go to Vishnu temple. And never go to Vedanta temple. Then your bhakti etc. will go. When Totapuri came and Ramakrishna was agreed to get the initiation from Totapuri. That time, that Bhairavi Brahmani was teaching the worship of bhakti path. So he said, Baba, don't go there. Your bhakti will be all lost because it's a Sukna Vedanta. It's a dry Vedanta. So don't go there. So he's like a mother, she's like a mother, protecting the Ramakrishna, because Ramakrishna is par excellent in devotion and crying and weeping and greeting. So he has practiced all. That's why the Catholicity is unparalleled in the Ramakrishna's name. So Master Moshe understood that. That's why he could write this book in this such a perspective, keeping him totally off. Have you heard anything? When you want to reminisce about anybody, what do you say? I did that. In your reminiscence, you will find the I has become prominent, and the reminiscences of the person will be very few. But I went there, and I did that, and I said that, and I questioned that, I did that. So our I comes first. But here is a person, M. He somewhere is writing M. Someone is writing a devotee. Some place he is writing money in nickname, so that people cannot understand who is talking. He is not saying I, Mahendra. He could have written it everywhere. It's natural, very natural. That's why Swamiji Vivekananda appreciated this gospel, that only Ramakrishna focused. What has happened? Just a vivid description of things. Whoever come, whoever entering, whoever going, all these descriptions only, and nothing adding to it. Nothing subtracting, nothing adding. We bowed low before him and took his leave. He had gone as far as the main gate of the temple garden. He means the M. When he suddenly remembered something and came back to Sri Ramakrishna, who was still in the Nath Mandir. In the dim light, the master, all alone, was pacing the hall, rejoicing in his own capital self, as a lion lives and roams alone in the forest. In silent wonder, M surveyed that great soul. So, as if we feel so much lonely, no? Whole day people came, this, that. But Sri Ramakrishna is happy to spread the message of this truth. At the same time, when he is alone, he is most happy, happiest of the happy. And is just in his own self, he is walking back and forth in front of the Nath Mandir. And then M came back again and saw the wonderful picture as if the lion lives in it moves, so Ramakrishna is like that. In silent wonder, M surveyed the great soul, and Master then looked at M and said, "What makes you come back?" M said, "Perhaps the house you asked me to go to belongs to a rich man. They may not let me in. I think I had better not go. I would rather meet you here." Master said, Oh, no. Why should you think that? Just mention my name so that you want to see me, then someone will take you to me. M nodded his assent and after saluting the master took his leave. This is also, we can stress the meaning. He said, M said, Ramakrishna said, when I come to Balaram Bose's house, meet me there. And then I will sing songs. And now he remembered, in rich man's house without invitation, how can we go? So he said, I will rather not go there. So I will see you again, come back here. Then Ramakrishna said, No. Why should you think that? Just mention my name. You can stretch it. You just mention my name Ramakrishna. What will happen? Say that you want to see me. All the obstacles will go away. And someone will tell you, hey, here is Ramakrishna, come. He'll open the door, inner chamber of the heart. So this is a dual meaning. A spiritual meaning is that it is for all of us. That is to say, if you go and ask his name, tan name kate paap. In his name, all the sins are wiped out. It is said that the glory of the name of God is so powerful that people cannot do so much sin. In one time, one name of the Lord is taken in with all devotion and total intensity. That power of one time God's name is so much that a person cannot commit so much sins in the whole life. Meaning the power of the name, power of mantra. I don't think the mantra is a very simple thing. Mantra has the potential to unveil the infinite glory of the Lord. So much revelation, so much experiences, all come by repeating the mantra. So here is that Ramakrishna, he's saying, rarely he says this way, and we are extending in our own way. Ramakrishna meant that you come, and in the gate, if anyone says anything, you say, I came to see Ramakrishna, and then they will lead you to me. But here also, if anyone comes and calls upon Ramakrishna, someone will say, hey, come. Some of the direct disciples, some of the holy people will say, and our gurus may come, hey, come, here is Ramakrishna. No? So, power of Rama's name, Rama is so good. So we have 10 minutes more. Shall we start another chapter? This chapter ends. So, okay. So, This here ends the chapter, that chapter of company with the Dakshineshwar. Now it is another entry, 1882, it is March 11, and Ramakrishna in the company of devotees. Now he said that next week I'll go to Balaram Bose's house, so probably that earlier was which day? Continue. Master Mosai wrote so much, Baba. One day's entry, so many pages. That's true. If you note down everything, and so meticulously, this is how he did it. February 1882, and then is March 11. About 8 o'clock in the morning, Sri Ramakrishna went as planned to Balaram Bose's house in Calcutta. So he told ma'am that I will be going to Calcutta, meet me. So that is the day, March 11. It was the day of Dol Jatra. Dol Jatra means color festivity. People throw color, right? Remembering Krishna and Radha. They used to throw color, then the color of the heart merging into the color of other. Right? So tune your mind in the coloring of the Lord. So that is the festivity. Ram, Manohan and Rakhal, Nitya Gopal, and other devotees were with him. So Ramakrishna always used to go with the entourage, his own followers. So Ram is a doctor, Manohan is a devotee, elderly devotee, Rakhal is a young boy, Nitya Gopal is also young. So old and young with a group of devotees, a car full of people. So he goes with them. And Aim too came as bidden by the master. So Aim also arrived there in Balaram Bose's house, and Ramakrishna with the team, he also went there in a carriage to Balaram Bose's house. The devotees and the master sang and danced in a state of divine fervor. See, nothing, no work. Went there and sang and danced. Several of them were in ecstatic mood. Nitya Gopal's chest glowed with upsurge of emotion, and Rakhal lay on the floor in ecstasy. Baba, see? That is Ramakrishna. He went there in the Balaram Bose's house, escorted from the carriage, horse-driven carriage, and then came and entered into the upstairs. There is a room, a hall also. And what happened? They started singing and dancing, and see, instantly singing and dancing created this transformation. What? Several of them were in ecstatic mood. Not one, several of them. And who? Nitya Gopal's chest glowed with the upsurge of emotion, divine emotion. That means it will be reddish, high blood flow there. That means an emotion, the devotional aspect here. Gyanis will be like here, more of that side. Bhakta also, that side. But this more. Rakhal lay down on the floor. He could not dance few times and he lied down and rolling down in the floor in ecstasy. A pagol. It's called the crazy, play of the crazy people, no? And completely unconscious of the world, Rakhal. The master put his hand on Rakhal's chest and touched and said, "Peace, be quiet." This was Rakhal's first experience of ecstasy. So, see, not doing anything, by being in Ramakrishna's presence, he got the ecstasy. We all wish that, no? Had we got it? No. It was not so easy. He had his past good karma. Had we had that, our brain will crack. We will be pagal. Because the body is not that pure. Mind is not that pure. By sadhana, that's why we have to prepare our mind, spiritual practice and discipline, so the mind becomes purer and purer and purer. When it will be like that, then this type of emotion can be kept in control. Otherwise it will wreck the body. So it is because higher, as I normally give the example, our wiring is done for 110 volt to 200 volt maximum, 220. If someone passes 500 volt current or 1000 volt current, what will happen to this? It is good? Not good. It will burn. Our body mind will not be fit to take that upsurge of energy. That's why to increase our capacity, that's sadhana. Suddha, pure chinta, thinking of God, repeating the glories of Lord, keeping the mind in pure thought and doing good to others. All these things actually makes our nervous system strong and stronger. Where the spiritual currents come, you can withstand that. Otherwise it will be nervous background. You see, many of the young people, they get into nervous breakdown. Why? And they get to drug. That's the wrong thing. A drug can give you momentary little sensation, but you have no control over that. And that will make you a slave. And you go second time, you become a slave of the drug. Drug will be the king. And this is not good, because it is spontaneous development. Ramakrishna did not have that drug, but he is intoxicated. That's why the song, I don't drink ordinary drink, but I drink the nectar of the Divine Mother. Surapan kurinayami. I don't drink sura. Sura means wine. Sudha khai Jai Kali bole. I say the mother's name, Kali, and that's the nectar. I drink that nectar. Mod matale matal bole, mon matale matal kore. Mod matale, matal. That means ordinary drink, if someone takes, it makes him body and mind reeling. But mon matale, my mind is charged with that intoxication in God. And that makes me mad, no? So that type of intoxication. So it is, Rakhal's chest is like that, and then Thakur comes and touches them. So don't expect, the Ramakrishna's time, if I had come, it was not good maybe. We have to prepare for that, and Ramakrishna will appear now here. He is here now. In your room he is there now. Everywhere. God is everywhere, And he appears whenever there is the real urge comes, Say, Swami Premeshananda, he used to live in Bangladesh, in Sylhet. He had built a small hut in isolation from the house, little away, on the bank of on the edge of a pond. And he used to do his sadhana day and night. And there he had the vision of Ramakrishna. In that place, God will appear anywhere, only when you are ready. Of course, this is blessed opportunity. That's why Rakhal could quickly get it, because he is prepared already. That's why he, in one stroke, first time, is rolling down in the ground with that ecstasy. And then Ramakrishna saw, it's too much. So he said, okay, stop now. They brought it down to the relative consciousness. This is Rakhal's first experience of ecstasy. He lived with his father in Calcutta, and now and then visits the master at Dakshineshwar. About this time, he had studied a sort while in Vidyasagar school in Sampakur. He was a student of Vidyasagar school. When the music was over, the devotees sat down for their meal. After normally any festive occasion, they go singing, dancing, praying, class, or talking Ramakrishna's. But there is no talk probably. That was the festivity ended. And Balaram stood there humbly like a servant. Nobody would have taken him from the masters of the house, and he will not be understood that he is the landlord himself. But he is so humble before Ramakrishna, standing like folded palm, like a servant. He was still a stranger to the devotees, having met only Narendra at Dakshineshwar. I think we can end here. We will read the rest of the second time. So, again, what we get out of it, we get that it is to measure Sri Ramakrishna. Who is he? That is a lifelong struggle. Our meditation helps us to understand Ramakrishna. When Swami Vivekananda was asked to write a life of Sri Ramakrishna, he said, I am incompetent. And we talk about Ramakrishna, lecture. I am lecturing on Ramakrishna. And Vivekananda was scared to talk about him. He said, I am unfit. He's so big, so vast is his philosophy and realization. I will make a monkey out of a Shiva image. So Swami Vivekananda was scared to talk about Ramakrishna. And when he is to talk, he is to get overwhelmed. No? So very difficult to understand Sri Ramakrishna. But whatever, if you are pure in heart, he will reveal in the heart, gradually, his own glory, his own majesty, his own presence. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Panamastu. So, tomorrow is Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Medhananda. Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Medhananda Swami at 7:30 p.m. And I announced it in the Swami's another class, Swami Shumana Sananda. Swami Shumana Sananda is leaving for India on 18th, next Monday. His ticket is purchased already. So he will be leaving us, or we will miss him, because he is going to from here to London, and London to Singapore, and Singapore to India, and to serve the centers in India. That is, President Maharaj also wished that, and he also thought that I am out of India for more than 10 years. 10 years, no? So he also said that let me serve the centers in India. So, and I also said, if President Maharaj gives that type of wish, keep that wish, that's enough for us. And then he also is thinking this way. So, okay, we'll lose, that's okay. Anyhow, thank you so much for. So it is, but time is too short because Monday is only few days left. Okay, there is a question. I will just read out that. How do enlightened people move between the two extremes? A very strong mind for spirituality and a very tender mind for common people. Because, yes, how they are tender, at the same time strong. Strong for spiritual practice, no? They don't compromise with anything when the call of God comes. Throw away their mom, dad, brother, sister, wife, children, no? Nothing stands there. So strong. At the same time, they're so soft. How can it happen? Both contradictory, no? Yes. When they be extremes, when the spirituality comes, to attain that spirituality, they apparently discard the tie between where there is a chance of attachment. And when there he succeeds in and gets into the inner chamber of the heart and feels the joy and blessings of the Lord and sees that same Lord resides everywhere. That's why he's not compassionate. I am not compassionate to my finger. I love the finger. I am not compassionate to my nose. Nose is me. Anything happens here, I feel the pain. Tongue is my tongue. So the whole world is me. It is all the self-consciousness, Satchidananda. Therefore, in every person, they see the divine. Who is in me, the same is in you. So, with that concept, they love everyone. They cannot do, they're soft. Swami Vivekananda, so soft. So, such a strong personality, crying for the suffering of other people. Could not sleep all night because of the suffering of people. No? hearing about the suffering of people. So that two things can combine. First of all the monks, look at that, in the Ramakrishna tradition or any tradition, when monks and nuns, when they give up, and they're so rude, unkind. They don't look after their mom, dad, brother, sister, all old friends and this and that. Hey, what type of rude person you are? You have no responsibility for anyone. No, that's the call of God. It's so strong that they forget these responsibilities and this pull takes them. And when they enter into that chamber and renouncing this first, because that will draw them to the attachments of the world, that's why they do it first. But that first detachment is also love for God. And when they come from after experience or spiritual progress, they see the same God everywhere. Therefore, when the same God, it is my finger suffering, I suffer. My headache, I am suffering. My something hits my toe, I suffer, because its toe is me. So there is nothing but God everywhere, and that which in me, that in everyone. There comes the infinite compassion and love for realized people. That's why as much one progresses, Swamiji says, he will be compassionate, he will be loving, he will be forgiving, he will not look at the negative side of it, he will only put positive ideas and thoughts like that. So that happens naturally. So this combination is possible for a realized soul. Thank you.
Can you sing the song one more time?
Good.
I drink no ordinary wine.
Oh, I will have to see the Bengali lines. I can sing sometimes, but my voice is not a musical voice. You can sing, gets good voice from YouTube probably.
No, I want from you my favorite song.
Okay, that we can do on this. But that's also a good song. I sing many times. Okay, thank you all.